Hello everyone, this is Jag. Well, in this video, I'm going to cover how to extract and save seeds from various types of squash and pumpkins. So let's get started. I just let few of my squashes go to seed, just leaving them on the vine. When the vine dries up, they become really hard. Look at that, they're like a brick. Different kinds of squash and pumpkins can cross-pollinate with each other. So if you want to save seeds that are true to its variety, you have to protect the flowers from getting cross-pollinated. Now, squash and pumpkins have male and female flowers, and let me show you how you can protect these flowers from getting cross-pollinated. Here's some flowers. So this is a male flower. It has a very spindly stem. So very thin stem that makes a male flower. And now this is a female flower. It already has a little bit of squash growing right there. So a thicker stem means a female flower and a thinner stem means a male flower. A fun fact, if you have zucchini and squash growing and the zucchini and squash just becomes a little bit bigger and just dries up, it's because it did not get proper pollination. So you must have bees or use hand pollination techniques to properly pollinate squash in order to produce bigger squash. Female flowers contain this immature fruit. So if this is not properly pollinated, the fruit will not grow. Properly pollinated flowers will grow beautiful zucchinis and squash. Here's a female zucchini flower, and there's one right behind this one too. So before this flower opens up, you must cover this flower with a net so that bees or other insects do not cross-pollinate it with pollen from another male flower. So let me use this net. I'm going to cover these female flowers with this net, and I'm going to put a tie around it so no insects can get to it. So here's a male flower, and this is the inside of the male flower. This is the stamen that contains the pollen. So use a Q-tip to get some of the pollen onto your Q-tip. Remove the netting, and the female flower is just about to open up. And here's the female flower. So rub the pollen from the male flower onto the female flower, from stamen to stigma. You do not have to protect the male flowers because they will not turn into zucchini or squash. Their sole purpose is to pollinate the female flowers. Only the female flowers will turn into zucchini and squash and pumpkins. After manually pollinating the female flower, keep the female flower covered to prevent further cross-pollination. Now, if you're growing just one variety of squash and pumpkins, you don't have to worry about it. But if you have different varieties of squash and pumpkins in your garden, you must protect the flowers in order to stay true to its variety. Now you can let a couple of zucchinis become bigger on your plant and then dry up on the plant. Let me show you a couple of these zucchinis that I let dried up on the plant. Well, check out all of these zucchinis on this plant. Look at the size of these zucchinis. I just let them grow so I can save seeds from these. And I was not prepared to have these giant zucchinis. Oh, check out the size of this one. This one weighs like 10 pounds. And this is packed with all the seeds that I need probably for the next few years. Well, if you need zucchini seeds, let me know. I'm going to have bountiful of seeds from here so I can share some with you. So let's open this up and show you how many seeds are in this. So here are the zucchinis that I let ripen on the plant, and then I harvested them for seed. So these are really ripe zucchini. And check this one out. Hard as a rock, all ripe, all dried up, and ready to have some seeds extracted out of this behemoth. So let's do this one and let's see how the seeds look like inside of this. There you go. So here's a zucchini opened up, and look at all of these seeds. All right, I'm going to scrape the other half and see how many seeds are in here too. And there you go. Look at all of these seeds. So you can pick them up, dry them on a piece of paper towel, store them for next year, and you'll have a lot more zucchini plants. You can save seeds from all different kinds of squash. Now I have a butternut squash right here. Look at this really nice butternut squash. You can actually eat this squash and also harvest the seeds from it. This is the squash I had ripened on the vine last year, and I left it neglected in my yard for the whole winter. and it was out in the rain, and you can see so there's some of the mold on the squash as well. So I cut it open. I was thinking, you know, all the seeds in there are going to be mold and rotten, but look at these seeds. These are like prime seeds, and this squash, this hard shell squash, protected all the seeds inside all winter long from the rain. So I'm excited about these seeds. However, I have another one. I have this squash, and I'm going to cut this open at this ugly looking thing, and I'm going to show you guys how this squash protected all the seeds inside. Look at all these seeds inside. Beautiful. Look what nature does. It protected all the seeds inside of the squash. The process is the same for all kinds of squash, whether it's a yellow squash, butternut squash, or a spaghetti squash, or a zucchini. If you don't want to cut through the squash, you can always crack it open. This way, some of the seeds will not get cut. Squash seeds are pretty big, which makes them really easy to harvest. Once the seeds are dry, you can store the seeds in a cool, dark environment for up to 3 years. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you can save seeds from your squash and pumpkins so you never have to buy seeds again. And I'll see you in another video.